$300,000 salary in Bay Area, California. It is a real number. A lot of people make this salary. And again, this is a video for couples, or at least if you're planning to be in a relationship or getting married, this hopefully helps you. As a couple, if you're making $300,000 in United States, in California, how much money do you actually save? Is that a lot of money or is that not enough money? Well, we're gonna find out. I actually spoke to 3 different couples for this. Thank you for, I mean, obviously I know who you're watching this video because I spoke to you. I spoke to 3 different couples. One married and they're filing their taxes jointly. Married, have a kid. So obviously there's a little bit more expenses and we're gonna talk about that. Third one is not married but living in together and hoping maybe they'll just get married soon, or maybe they just got married and yet are still filing their taxes separately. These are the 3 separate scenarios. The first, which is filing married and not married, I'm gonna cover those and then I'll cover the child care one, and it is gonna blow your mind away how much money you can save or you cannot save or how much money will you actually end up having in your end after all the expenses, taxes and all of those things. So let's get started. If you're new to this channel, my name is Yudi, and on this channel we talk about everything related to studying in United States, building a successful career and living a life as an immigrant in United States, which includes personal finance and immigration, right? So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. If that is your gem, consider subscribing because it's absolutely free. Also, I want to thank Krobo Money for sponsoring this video. If you don't know about Krobo Money, then let me tell you, they are the best money transfer service when you want to send money from United States to India. Again, I have been in United States for more than 11 years now. And from last 11 months, I have actually started using Krobo Money to send money. Recently, Raksha Bandhan went. I guess I'm not sure when you're watching this video, but I had to send 500 rupees to my cousin. So that is roughly like, $5 to $6. For that, if you were to use different platforms like Wise, Remitly, Zoom, all of them will charge you $4 to $5 fees on it. But Krobo Money, no transaction fees whatsoever. Their rates are the best. And trust me when I say that, because I don't like to promote other products, but when I promoted, I have actually used those products. I've been in United States for 11 years and I've used several products like Wise, Remitly, Zoom, Abound, Western Union, name it, and I've used it. Krobo Money's rate are like the top. I'm not even kidding. I'll put some screenshot over here, but you can do that research on your own, and they have 0 transaction fees. And if anything goes wrong, they will refund your money. Plus, if you're my audience, so if you use my link in the description, you'll also get $25 Amazon gift card. So after you complete your first $500 transaction. So check it, link in the description. Sometimes their rates are even better than Google conversion rates. I'm not kidding. You will find out once you check the link in the description. All right, so I spoke to 3 couples, and these 3 couples live in California Bay Area because that's where you can make such kind of money. And of course, averaging out their salary, $150,000 is not achievable salary, right? Couple, as in 2 people, are making $150,000 each. Total is $300,000. Now, sometimes it could go above $300,000. Sometimes maybe one couple is not working. Regardless, let's go with an assumption that both the couples are working in this case and making $150,000. That is total $300,000. They are bringing $25,000 income, without any taxes, expenses. So what does the expenses look like? Now, of course, I am going to average out because I spoke to 2 couples, 3 couples, but one of them were very conservative, right? Like very, very, very conservative. They stayed in like Fremont area, which is slightly cheaper than Mountain View area. If you are in Mountain View, then you obviously know the rent is going to be crazy high. Plus, those couple have Hondas and Toyotas. These couple have, one is BMW and one was Tesla Cybertruck. Of course, you are in California. What do you expect? So lifestyle is going to be drastically different. So I'm going to average out this cost, but please assume $1,000 to $2,000 range, because again, every couple is going to have a different priorities and luxury and whatever they want. They work so hard, so they should enjoy their life. So I'm going to average it out. So please don't start commenting like, hey, this is so unreal. I mean, yes, it is, because I'm averaging out. So some may not relate to it. Let's start with the first couple, which is married. They're filing their taxes jointly. Yes, in United States, you have an option. If you are married, you don't have to file your tax jointly. You can file individual taxes, which is a second scenario. We're going to discuss that as well. And in this case, they don't have any child, right? So again, money that you make is $25,000, which is a lot of money. But you are in California, you have to pay taxes. The roughly tax for this figure, again, it's gonna be federal tax, California state tax, FICA taxes, and assuming you sometimes you can, not sometimes, you can waive off FICA tax. Link will be in the description. Check out IRS if you are eligible for exempting. But there are possibilities that you may be still in that category where you are exempt from FICA tax. In this case, I'm assuming that you have to pay FICA taxes, which is Social Security Medicare tax, right? You will fall under 31% tax rate total. Yes, 31%. Good thing is you are in 300,000. If you were higher, it can go up to like 44%. $7,846 is what you will roughly pay on 25,000 as a total, right? Now, assuming you are also contributing to 401k, which is a retirement plan. If both of you do this 3% at least, which is the minimum that everybody should do if they are contributing to their retirement plan, which is really roughly $750. Now, health insurance is something that you will be also enrolled in. Of course, your employer is going to pay for it, but still something is going to come out of your paycheck, which is going to be roughly $300. In this scenario, I am assuming, because you are married, only one person has the health insurance, and they are covering spouses in their health insurance plans. So typically you have an option to cover your spouse and both can have individual health insurance. But in this case, I'm assuming, which is what one of the couple was doing, that they took, like husband took the health insurance and, you know, also added their spouse. So that way, if you think about it, like the wife don't have to pay for it. So that's why it's combined $300, right? Now, rent is going to be $4,000 for 2-bedroom apartment. Now, I'm saying 2-bedroom, maybe in Fremont area, maybe in San Jose area. Like, I'm not talking about Mountain View. This is where like this can get very, very crazy. Like you can pay $5,000. And you can also choose 1-bedroom apartment, and you may not want like an extra bedroom, but I'm assuming most couple like 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom townhouses, because they want to invite their parents and they want that extra room for it. So, or if they have kid, then, you know, that's where the kid will be. But $4,000 is what you will be at. Yes, $4,000 is the rent. I mean, it's probably lower end. It can go higher. Car is something also very, very personal choice. I am over here considering Honda, Mazda, Toyota, CR-V, RAV4 type of models. And again, assuming these are new cars. So please consider the factor of like maybe you are buying a second-hand car, or maybe it's an old car, and of course it could go higher as well, where you're buying a Tesla and luxury cars. So again, the cost is going to be $1,490, so roughly $1,500, right? But you also have to pay insurance, which will be roughly $320. Now, of course, if you have car, then you'll have to pay gas and etc. So that's going to be another $300 or so. As I'm saying it, I'll put all these numbers again. Parking, tolls, etc. is going to be another $150. Now you have to pay electricity bill, gas bill, water bill, utility bill, garbage bill. I don't know. That's going to be another $400 to $500. You know, of course, you also have internet that is covered in that whole utility bills. You may have phone bills, groceries, which will be anywhere like another $1,000. I'm assuming that you guys cook together, but let's assume another $500 for eating outside and watching movies. If you're in Bay Area, then you obviously have a lot of other activities that you do as well. And then I'm doing a massive expense over here, which is India trip, because you're married. I'm assuming you might also, if not India, then you might be going to Hawaii or any other fun trips, and that's roughly $6,000 is what I'm counting, because again, anywhere from $1,200 is roughly for one person air ticket. So 2% is going to be $2,500 to $3,000, and you know, you'll always buy stuff, or you'll spend money in India if you go to India. So roughly all of that is going to cost you $17,900. And if you deduct all of that from your total $25,000, that is going to be roughly $7,100 is what you are going to save. That is a lot of money. If you do the math, that is roughly $85,000 a year as a couple you save. but you also pay roughly $98,000 in taxes, or maybe $90,000 in taxes. So that is a lot of money. There are so many techniques, especially for such high net individuals, but of course this is where you need to learn personal finance. I'm gonna be making once a month, so please subscribe if you're interested in personal finance stuff, how to use like Roth IRAs and backdoor and all of those things to save money on taxes, coming very soon. And it's not just that, you can also do real estate investments and all of it. I'll talk about it very soon. All right, so let's talk about not married couple or couple who are still filing their taxes as single. Everything remains same. There will be some savings in taxes because your taxes will be $7,800 because you have slight benefits over filing it as a jointly, but again this can really depend on the life situations as well. And then your health insurance might be slightly lower as well, which will be $228 instead of like $300, because individual is probably slightly cheaper versus as a couple. So everything, I'm assuming you're doing still the same things. You're still like, even if you're girlfriend boyfriend, I'm assuming. Of course, if you just want to calculate you're single, I've already made a video for $150,000 video, so just go and watch that. But assuming you're like almost married, or you are married but you haven't figured out your finances yet, this is where you will end up saving $7,200 a month, so slightly $100 to $200 more than the previous thing. So your roughly savings will go from $85,000 to $86,500 as a couple. Let's talk about the scenario where you are married and have a child. And having a child in California is very, very, very expensive. You'll know why. And this totally depends on the age of the child, right? I am talking about age where you do have to have a childcare, and obviously not going to private school. But again, if you go to private school, there might be expenses and then dance classes and all of it. But I'm going to make a separate video on that, so please wait for that. Everything remains same in terms of tax and 401k and healthcare. Healthcare probably goes up by significantly, because you will probably end up paying roughly $450, $500, again, depending on which plan you choose. If you end up choosing like HSA, it can even go to $750. And there is a reason for why you should be doing HSA. So I'm assuming you're going to like top-notch plan for your health, because you now have a dependent. Again, this is also where the rent can go high, because you definitely want your own space and bigger space because you have a child and all of it. But let's keep everything same. Rent, car loans, auto insurance, everything remains same. Grocery will go high because you now have a child, so you will have to get child food and like diapers and all of those expenses, clothes and all of those things as well. The biggest cost is going to be daycare. So if both of you are working and you don't have your mother-in-law or mother in United States, who's going to watch child? There's something called daycare over here in United States. So you'll be, giving your child to the daycare facility, and they will play with it and they'll take care of it until one of you will pick it up back when you're going home. And this is where it is going to be drastically different for people with kids and no kids. The cost per month is roughly $2,300 in California. So again, the baby cost is roughly $3,000 to $3,500, including daycare, because diapers and food and all of it. So all of that is going to bring down your total expenses per month as a couple with a child is going to be $21,000 roughly. And if you do the math, that is going to be roughly $4,000 of savings out of your $25,000, and that's roughly $48,000 in savings as a couple with a child per year. So there you have it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have the kid, but again, as a kid, you do have a lot of super cool investment opportunities. You have expenses opportunities. I have not done like child credits and all of it, because again, I don't know if you want to use it or you don't want to use it. Of course, you can do that. There's a bunch of other investment opportunities, so you can drastically, and take care of it. And if you invite your mom or mother-in-law to take care of your child, you'll save a lot of money. At least some months you can save for your daycare as well. But as the child grows, you probably want them in dance classes and horse riding classes, and that's what, like, I've seen a lot of my coworkers and friends over here, they do it. So I hear like jiu-jitsu class and fitness class, and oh my gosh, like it's crazy expensive. But yeah, I mean, but you're making $300,000, so I guess it's fine. Let me know what you think, and which city would you want me to cover? What different angles would you want me to cover? Would you want me to compare this with different cities? Any different salary range that you would want me to do? Like, what would you want me to cover in the next video? And of course, I'm going to talk about more or like on the investment strategies, real estate strategies, and all of those things coming very, very soon, which you can use it for tax advantage. For that, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to check out Grobo Money. Link will be in the description. Absolutely give it a try. Just give it a try. Find out the rates and all of it. It's super quick, super easy to set up. So again, link will be in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep smiling, keep hustling. You gotta hustle every single day.